Hello. Today I'm just going to make a very simple little cake. I'm going to just use a couple of ingredients, but it's primarily made of Greek yogurt. I'm going to use a little piece of rice flour in it and some coconut flour and eggs. And this is just going to give an alternative little snack, treat, dessert that's going to allow you to get a good protein hit, but also enjoy food a little bit as well. And always on the lookout for these type of recipes that it's just bringing up protein, because with arthritis and arthritis management, getting good quality protein into your diet is critical. It reinforces those muscles around the joints and it just allows your body repair itself. There's many types of proteins, and some of them are essential proteins, which means that they must be brought into your diet, into your system through diet. Your body can't manufacture these proteins. So with this recipe, again, very simple little recipe here. First of all, I'm going to take my dry ingredients, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my rice flour, my coconut flour, and my baking powder, because you need something to just raise it up. And I'm just going to pop those all into a little bowl, all dry mix. I'm just going to mix those together. Use a whisk with this, it'll just mix them around just to get the baking powder in among those dry ingredients. Next up, I'm just going to do this by hand. I could use a mixing machine if I wanted, but I don't think it's that important with this recipe. I'm just going to crack 4 eggs, large eggs, I'm using large organic eggs, into a bowl. And I'm just going to give those a quick whisking by hand. Again, you could just as easily use a mixing machine for this. As I'm whisking those, getting a little bit of air into them. I'm now going to just take my yogurt, my Greek yogurt, and I'm going to pop those in with the eggs as well. There we go. So, mix those together thoroughly. And you notice I'm not using sugar. That's because I'm using coconut milk. And what you'll find is, or coconut flour. And there's a lovely natural sweetness to coconut flour as well. And you know, you don't want sugar in everything as well. You don't need it in everything. Even the yogurts themselves, they have that lovely kind of sweety kind of acidicness to them, and which are really quite tasty. So now I'm going to just very simply, with my eggs and my yogurt mixture, I'm going to take my baking flour and my flours, and I'm just going to add those in together. It's really that simple. And then I'm just going to mix those around into a batter. This would actually be a very good pancake mixture as well if you ever wanted, but I'm going to use it as a cake. So there's my cake batter, pretty much finished. And now I'm just going to add that into my prepared cake mold. So you'll get this nice kind of runny consistency, a nice little cake batter consistency. Now what I've done with my mold is I just lightly brushed it with coconut oil, and then I just got a little piece of coconut flour. Now you'll get coconut flour in your Asian Oriental shops quite easily. Alternatively, you couldn't get it, just get desiccated coconut, stick it into a liquidizer and liquidize it, and you'll get a nice more fine flour. And I've just lightly lined my mold. And so what I'm going to do now is just take my batter with a spatula and just pour it into the mold. As you can see, you have this nice light mold. Again, no sugar in this, and lots of protein. And then I'm going to pop this in the oven, cook it at 180 degrees, and I'm going to just check it after about 30 minutes. And if it needs a little bit more cooking, I just adjust as I'm going. So bang it down a little bit just to get any air bubbles out. And then that into the oven at 180 degrees in the middle shelf of the oven. And having baked my cake now for 40 minutes, I've just removed it from the oven. And as you can see, it's just nicely risen up. And I'm just going to give it a poke with a skewer. Give it a second, pull it out, and if the skewer is dry, the cake is cooked. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is just allow that to cool a minute just before I demold it. And there's my cake, just demolded. And I'm just going to allow that to cool now until it's ready just to garnish up. So give it like about an hour cooling time. And to finish this, I'm just going to take a nice neat slice of my cake. As you can see, you have this lovely, light, high protein cake. Still a little warm, but that's okay. And for me, I'm going to just use some nice strawberries. Just generously over the top. And then just a wee drizzle of some Manuka honey. And that's it. A lovely high protein, and adding the strawberries, adding in vitamins and high amounts of fiber in there as well. A nice little sweet treat.